lots of people don't know. I don't think I shared it on all of my social media. I kind of only shared it on my Facebook because Facebook for me is like more family oriented. I put my Snapchat and Instagram and all that good jazz on here, but Facebook is like I'm private. I keep it all to myself. I like don't accept everyone, whatever. So I am getting married. I'm super excited. We are getting married very soon. Not sure if I'm going to like vlog or, make a video about it. Probably. My dress should be here this week. So I think I'm going to start with like my dress and talking to you guys about it and kind of make a some type of video to go along with that process, the whole marriage process. But yes, we are getting married. And I was asked recently, and it kind of got me thinking, because you guys know I am like Sister Soldier, like Queen Independent. Like it's like when I walk into the room, independent ladies start singing, and that's my theme song and stuff. So people are like, well, how do you think you're gonna transition from being the single mom, super independent, you're the provider, you're the protector, you're the everything, and that's kind of been everything for you, and that's kind of the platform that I stand on, just being able to relate to so many people out there because of that is my life. So how are you going to transition to wife and submissive? Like, are you going to be submissive? And I was like, oh, well, okay. Let me think about that. So for me, I don't think that being submissive, quote unquote, is going to be a hard transition for me, because the key, guys, the key to going from the super duper independent queen to a wife and, following your husband queen, is picking the right person. So I feel like if you trust the person that you are choosing to be your leader, I don't know if that's the best word, but I do believe that the man is the head of the house. So if you trust the person who you choose to be your head, then I don't think following him would be that difficult. And for us, a big thing for us is kind of making our own rules. It's so funny. My sister's like, how the heck did you find someone who is exactly like you? Like, y'all getting on my nerves. I'm like, I don't know. But because we're so in sync and we are very alike, and I do trust him, because I know that the decisions that he's making for himself and his children, have my best interest at hand as well, for myself and my children and our blended family. So for me to trust him and follow him and be submissive to him won't be that hard. Now, granted, I'm not married yet. And I'm not really, I'm pretty sure there will be things that we just don't agree on, and we're going to have to work through. But so far, communication has been huge, and he does take my opinion into consideration. And we talk about a lot of things, and a lot of things we are very alike and similar in our thought process naturally about. So I don't feel like things that he will set for our household will be too far from things that I would set for our household. And that's just kind of something that worked out for me. But I think if you're dating someone and you're getting close to marriage and, you're thinking about this, well, how am I going to transition to the submissive wife? Because until we're married, I make my own decisions. We just started getting into okay, so what are we going to do? We're moving. So I'm like, okay, so I want to buy us a new bed. And he's like, well, I'm buying a new mattress. I said, okay, well, we're going to get a new mattress. That's what we're going to do, because he want this silly Posturepedic. I'm cool with that. So a lot of things we're talking about because we're blending and we're putting things together. And, we have kids that have to be, now siblings and, kids who've never lived with anyone else. And it's a big transition. But the submissive part, the part where I listen to what he says and I allow him to be the man and the head. I can't lie, guys. I don't have a problem with that, but I did have a problem with being over independent. So we would go out and I would try to pay. He's like, babe, put your money up. Like, I got this. Some things I didn't because, like, gas, pumping the gas, my sons, I make them do that. But I don't know, if we're out and we're getting something that's us and all of our kids, our boys, if we do more than one thing, say we go to the movie, then we go to dinner, then we go get ice cream, at least one of those times I'm trying to pull my card out, like, all right, look, you done pay for everything, let me pay for this. And he's like, no, like, this is my family, like, let me do this. And I'm just like, okay. And that is a weird space for me because I am used to being the provider and the person who does everything for everyone in my household. So that was something I had to check myself on. I had to be like, okay, if he wants to be the provider, you can't take the type of man that he wants to be for his family away from him. And I won't, so I allow him to do that. I have verbalized, baby, I do work and I do, have a good job and make, decent money. And I just don't want you to feel like I'm taking advantage of you. And he said, no, I am a provider. This is what I want to do. Let me do it. And I said, you only got to tell me once. Okay. So that's one thing that I have worked on, and I will feel myself reaching in my person and I'll be like, put your hand down, let him do it. And I still reach, but he'd do it before me. And every now and then, like, we went on a little date and I told him, I was like, you gonna let me take you on a date. So we went on a little date and I paid for it, but we walked away. He was like, you think you slick? And I was like, what? So every now and then, it's good just to show him that he doesn't, I appreciate what he does for us, and for me and for the kids and, everything. But that's the one thing I struggle on. But actually listening to him, because he makes sense, and it's all in the person that you choose. Like, I seen this meme where there was, two different situations. Like, the person you pick is like pretty much your future. So one person was like, he was putting on like a necklace or something on her, and the other person, it was just like a leash or something, like just a bad situation. And it's a lot of how your future is once you decide to get married and share your life and build with someone is based on the person that you choose. And yes, the Bible says a man that findeth a woman findeth a good thing, but we have a choice in choosing too. We can't just go with the flow and whoever want to be with us, because you are choosing also, and the man that you're choosing is the person who's going to raise your children, and it's also the person who is going to protect you and provide for you. My dad always says, you want to get someone who you can take to the hood but won't put you in the hood. And essentially kind of what he's saying is, you want a person who can protect you, a person who you're not afraid to walk down the street with, who you're okay with. But you don't want a person who's going to leave you there, who's going to not provide for you in a way where you're going to come up and you guys are going to have a good life. So, I took that in consideration, and I was done with dating. Done. I mean, done. And it happened. And I'm not here to say that my story has to be everyone else's story, but I do want anyone who's willing to listen to me to know that I think that time period when you're like, I'm done, I'm focusing on myself, I'm doing what I need to do, is great. It's necessary, it's needed, because you need to take and heal yourself, all the little broken pieces that people have left behind. You got to fill in those gaps and get to know yourself. And the more you age and grow and mature, the more you change. I look at pictures or when Instagram shows memories, I'm like, girl, who is that? Like, I have changed so much. I look the same. I'm like a vampire. My face looks the same, but my thought process, how I dress, how I carry myself, just everything is totally different. And I had to get to know myself in that transition. So things I used to like, I don't like anymore, or I like a different kind, or I mean, I prefer something different, you know? So I had to get to know Renee. And there was years where I just wasn't trying to deal with anyone. I wasn't trying to do any of that. I wasn't trying to put myself back out there. I wasn't trying to get to know anyone. I wasn't trying to go on dates because I was sick of it. I was sick of people coming in my life and just not being what they said they would be. And then you're left with broken pieces because I love hard. I love really hard. So then this person comes in my life and, it just happened. It just worked. And I wasn't looking for anything. I was just going on a date to go on a date because I told myself that I wouldn't completely shut off the thought of getting to know anyone. I am a hopeless romantic, guys. I am that person who is like, there's someone out there for everyone. And I kind of knew it, believed it, felt it, but never knew if it would happen for me. When I said everyone, I was never really in that number. It's weird. Like everyone but me. But it has happened. I'm very happy and more happy than I've been in a relationship ever. And it's just so seamless and safe and comfortable. And it's as if we've been together for 20 years already. And it's not none of that... when I've had people who kind of showboat, who put all that good stuff forward, and then in the back end you learn all the bad stuff. No, I'm like, look, okay, so this is my dirt. And he's like, okay, I'm not gonna judge no one for nothing they did before me. And he's like, well, shit, here's my dirt. And I'm just like, okay, so it's nice. It's nice for someone to truly love you for you. And because you guys get all that nonsense out the way, you get to know them and you're comfortable and safe and they become the head. And you are okay being submissive to them because you know that they are who they are genuinely, and who they are genuinely, it is okay with who you are genuinely. And I think that's how being submissive, I hate that word, but it is what it is. I think that's how being submissive is okay for me. Because when we're together, like I am the woman, like I am on the side next to the cars. When we're walking in the store, I let him be on the outside. I am the woman, and it's very nice. And from someone who has had to be the protector, the provider, the everything for everyone in my home, at least. It's very nice to be able to take a step to the side, I'll say, and allow someone else to take on that role, and for me to simply be me. And be able to, I literally sleep hard when he's home, like, because my son's like, Mom, why do you sleep so light? I'm like, because if something happens, I gotta react, I gotta get up. I am the person that's here for you guys. But when he's here, boy, I am out like a light. I am like dreaming, like it is nice. So, I don't know. Being submissive for me is not a bad thing. I feel like it is my role. I wanted a man that was strong enough to make me feel like a woman. And I knew that once a man that was strong enough to make me feel like a woman came along, then I would comfortably take my role, and I have. And that is not strong as in, these people who are out here disrespecting women and beating them and, just being nasty and rude and disrespectful to the woman they're with. Absolutely not. I have a man who cares for me. He opens doors for me, and not just the store door. He opens the car door, who loves me and provides for me and my family and our entire blended family, who respects me, who uplifts me, who supports my dreams, like, you know, encourages me to do whatever it is that I want to do, shoot for the stars, knowing fully that he would support me in whatever I choose to do, as well as I support him in what he chooses to do. Uplifts me, pushes me, won't let me settle. That is the strength that I'm talking about. And he got them hands, but I'm just saying. So no, I think it's all about perspective. Everything is about perspective. And if you look at submissive and being submissive as a negative thing, then you're gonna push it. You're gonna not accept it. You're gonna push that person who you love so much away because you're gonna make it hard. But if you look at being submissive as a God given quality, and yes, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And I'm sorry, but you can't turn your head without your neck. So you guys are a partnership. You know, you stand beside your man, not behind him. And a lot of decisions that are made in life and real relationships are talked about and worked through, and it most times there's some sweet spot in the middle that's good for everyone, and you just gotta kind of find that. But sometimes you just gotta agree to disagree and say, hey, okay, we're gonna ride this thing out as we have rolled everything out, and I'm with you no matter what. So that's all I have to say about being submissive and in the transition to being Miss Independent to, you know, okay, babe, let's try that with, you know, I'm with you. Let's do this. You know, it doesn't mean I have to be all quiet and don't say anything. I don't know. I look at marriage differently. I look at the woman's role differently. And it's probably because I have so many strong women in my life and in my family that I just don't look at the woman's role as just being quiet and unheard and, you know, to the corner, to the side and covered, like where no one sees her. I don't see a woman like that. I see a woman as a person who builds him up and gives him that support and knowledge and caring and the extra boost that he needs to get through whatever it is, you know, that he's doing for him and his family. So I just, being submissive, I look forward to it. I look forward to building my man up and seeing where he takes us in life. And we take each other together. So that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. So thanks guys for sticking with me for all this. I don't even know how long this video is, but I feel like I was like rambling for a while. Sorry. But please like and subscribe, and yeah, until next time. Bye.